Mizzou as they get Crawler, Veggie. Crawler going to be out there twice here. Okay, cool.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I love that. I love that. Perhaps like a copy of themselves playing on the pitch as well. We're gonna have to check the rule books on that one, folks. We're gonna have to check the rule books, but yes, guaranteed to be 3 different players here within the Navigators division of the Missouri squad. Let's take a look. Co-College now. This is the Eagles here coming on in to do battle against the number 6 seed. That is Creed, that is Pyro, and that is Rain, as I am assuming here, the Eagles Co-College.
Oh, yeah, and I believe that we've received some on-the-field intel that it is Kimbo that's going to be slicing up some of the good work out there on the pitch. And so this is going to be another best of 7. This is for 3rd place, in case anyone did not know. So 3rd place, everyone continues to get that seeding going into the spring. And of course, we're going to be going out onto this. We're talking about maybe this was kind of the Mizzou, just Cinderella story getting cut off short here in the fall semester. And the Co-College, well, they want to go back to work.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, don't shut off the fairy tale quite yet. I like my hero stories. Okay, nicely done. Very early off the backboard and inside. Rain spreading those wings already.
You know, Kimbo was trying to pretend to be that Crawler clone that we had spoken of a moment ago, and they kind of missed on the clone dance down there on the challenge. So that freed things up for a big bang all the way to the back wall, and the Cohawks are going to be the first on the board. And, you know, when these two teams not having played in the regular season, that means both are trying to find the identity of the other. But Co-College, I mean, they were primed for championship, and they fell just short.
Oh, 100%. This is 30 seconds in. A lot more aggression right here against Co-College. Mizzou and Mosley playing off the back foot as of right now, just trying to get this even to mid-pitch is proven to be a difficult task here, Monkey Man.
Yeah, this has been somewhat difficult as they are playing from the corners, and of course you're seeing all of the Cohawks playing very far forward, even on soft challenges just right there by Pyro, present a wealth of opportunities and a defensive stop that actually just kind of goes awry as they work from side to side. But the first minute has had really the Cohawks running upfield. Kimbo at least finds a tiny gap and a little bit of light.
Yeah, nicely done. Nicely done. Now, this is going to be some more pressure, though Co-College gets it past one. Rain does, not finding the second there. That's multiple shots for them. Would have been the second goal actually made in so far as we hit about 90 seconds here, Monkey Man.
And with Pyro trying to just slowly tumble things down. You've had all of the one escape route. Now with the put away, you do have numbers committed out here to the midfield. No Co-College has been leaning forward. A bit of a first whiff, and then the second man was right behind them. So trapped inside the same zone, and it's the Tigers that will punish.
Yes, it will. These Tigers will bite. Now tied this one back up 90 seconds in. See if this game kind of slows down here more. This is a best-of-7 series, Monkey Man, so of course there's a little bit more leeway for whoever does go forth and lose this game one. Nice hit. That's even more pressure, but Rain actually kind of splits the decision right there, and you know, frequently when you do that, the decision is going to end up making you. No opportunity for a shot offensively after that one.
It's almost overthinking it. And Rain decides no think, only ball. Boosts their way from the midfield and just streaks towards it as fast as they possibly could. A double commit defensively, but the third man in Crawler will be able to pick it up. And there is some space being driven up with. And the Tigers really haven't given up too much more. They had that first challenge loss that then ended up on their backboard. But ultimately, they've been able to keep the Cohawks at bay and forcing these defensive efforts.
Cohawks on the defense for the first time in a little while. Now a shot right there. All three members of Co-College down bottom, but that triple up right there and not spreading the field is not going to bite them this time. Crawler comes up to it. There will be no duplicate down bottom and inside there for Crawler.
Crawler's got an extra L in their name, and that's to hand out to the Cohawks of Co-College, as this one was everyone stuck in the nest. They were roosting, and the Tigers came through boosting. So over the midway mark of game number one, Tigers have taken 2 in a row.
Yeah, so that's going to be 2:15 on the clock right here. As you said, Mizzou, Tigers right here. A back and forth affair. We were kind of talking in the pre-show right here that this might have been really very much a back and forth effort, and I'm going to say that that is proven true here as the Hawks put in their second.
Game number ones, especially a best of 7s, but even more so a best of 5s, are very variable. And everyone's trying to get warmed up, and this is, like you mentioned, a much longer race to have to run. And with Coe College, they started off very feisty and fast. Tigers more recently have been able to settle in a lot better, but it's not like we haven't seen them on defense. Nice handoff. They just drop it to their teammate's nose, and then that one gets paused straight in the blue stripes. Kimbo going to be called. Now their number going through, but a great save. That's Pyro that's going to keep this one even Stevens.
Fantastic stuff right there. Taking a look at the numbers ever so briefly. This is Coe College with 9. Count them, 9 shots attempted, and evenly as distributed as you can. Pyro, Rain, Creed all with 3 apiece. Crawler and Kimbo only combining for 3 though, so Missouri's shot efficiency so much better right now, MonkeyMan.
They're pinned back though, Tugboat. They're only able to be efficient because they don't get those same chances. Kimbo luckily doesn't bite too hard, or else that last one could have been free. Creed is trying to keep this one upfield, but great work by Veggie. One extra look. Kimbo having to play again very patiently as they take on man. And now with a turn, you have a very awkward situation. The defender will go through, but no, Kimbo is being a defensive mastermind.
Yeah, Kimbo with the slice. Nice defensive stop right there and hit it way on the other side. Immediately, Coe College find themselves in the defensive stance. Now a little hit, but this is actually going to put in the breadbasket right here of a Coe College member. Nice job from this aloft player. I believe that was Kimbo as well. Just making sure that this one not as dangerous as it was before. Finding a hit and a demo right here. Pyro will be back with us in just a couple of seconds.
Kimbo continues to be the anchor for Mizzou right now, really giving them some sincere life when the Cohawks want to otherwise snuff it out. Less than a half minute remaining. Guess who? Kimbo trying to hand it off over the Veggie. That's going to be Crawler, the third man up, and that is going to be an empty net, but it goes all the way upfield, and the Coe College Cohawks now are under fire. That one's going to the sidewall, and sadly, this one is inaccurate and wide. Crawler will rend at least one bird lifeless, and it's going to get paused upfield with less than 10 seconds.
Nicely done. So, hey, we're going to get a game 1 overtime, it seems. If this doesn't come forth and something done, it does. And a game 1 overtime, I am here for it, MonkeyMan. A litany of saves right now from Mizzou. Yeah, what you said earlier is 100% right. Literally twice as much, 6 total saves for Mizzou. Crawler with 4. Coe College only with 3 across 3 players.
It's crazy. Like, honestly, like they've been able to exist from their heels, but very secure is the wall behind them because they've been denying Coe College from finding those same numbers. Now, that I don't know if it's going to be duplicated going into later games, but a shot all the same as Crawler comes through, and the Tigers will stun the Cohawks.
Yeah, nicely done. A game 1 right here. This has been upset city for Mizzou frequently, obviously, outside of the previous match to get them here in this 3rd and 4th place. So, shots and just turn them straight up into demos, taking away like the main offensive juggernaut of this Missouri squad. I'd 100% agree with you, MonkeyMan.
Game number 2. Crawler was able to find a late-term theatric that gave Mizzou a game 1 win, and I truly don't see identities of series for best of 7s until about game 3. So we still have another feeler out piece here in game number 2. You know, the Tigers would love to be able to double stack a couple of dubs, and the Cohawks already under that same fire that the Tigers were finding late. A double commit will actually force everyone to be up, and they're going to really retreat right now.
Yeah, there's not been an honest shot on goal quite yet. This is standard best of 7 series stuff, right? Both teams just really slowing it down in game number 2. This is the first real offense that either team has seen so far. What a hit right there. Perfectly lofted right over the heads of some defense. Hey, I asked for a shot and we got it.
You had I think that was Kimbo going a little bit too fast as Crawler and as well as Veggie were inside that near side corner, and the initial touch was found by Crawler, and then Kimbo just goes streaking on by with no connection. So they take advantage of it when it's fed there, and then Veggie was escorted from out of the goal line. Physicality is king. Kimbo looking to do the same thing. Crawler is able to finish it off, and we're tied up early.
Back and forth we go. A boxing match so far with one player landing a shot, another one coming immediately afterwards. This coming, what, maybe 10 seconds. There are 2 attempted shots, MonkeyMan. There are 2 goals on the board.
Hey, we're 100% of the way. If it stays that way, I'll go buy a lottery ticket because that usually doesn't happen. unless we end up with just, no one else taking shots until overtime. But regardless, we do have at least return of pressure. Coe College is a bit of deja vu. They were able to score first in game number 1. What a nice soft touch and what a big save again. Kinbo consistently rotating through, and they recognized how much responsibility they got to do from outside to inside of the box.
Yeah, so 90 seconds or so into this one, Kinbo, there's the demos that we were looking for, but immediately Coe College can't even get this one out, even with that real offensive player deleted off the field for a couple of seconds. Crowler's back, tries to put this up, loses the 50, and now Missouri going to be on back heels for just a second. 3 different players all in pretty much the same exact spot. That's a little tipper, but this is a big clear back the other way.
Kinbo knows that they have Crowler to back them up whenever there is a slight issue defensively. They had to pre-jump and just kind of guess where that next shot was going, but Crowler was on the other side of Veggie, who's just the tiniest bit slower. This one now crawling back upfield for Coe College. Kinbo on the miss, but Veggie fills the gap right behind as we work on our 3rd minute here of game number 2. And Cohawks, okay, so that one sneaks on by, and they're going to get an extra chance on offense.
Yeah, Crowler all right there almost puts it in themselves off of a bad redirect from the ceiling here. Now there's a big breakaway. That first shot was wide. Creed going to get the save right there, hit way on off to the right side. Fastest this game has gone here in game number 2 so far.
This has been one of those where you would say, all right, it's the running game in a football game, but not quite. This has been a lot of just handling the ball and no one getting out of bounds. So quickly, the clock is just ticking away. Coe College and Mizzou still very knotted up. Crowler as well as Veggie in the same zone. They're going to rotate the same direction, so Kinbo has to come up as well to fill that same gap. But now, looking for bumps, Creed dodges. This is going to be Veggie praying they can get there after a demo, but that does put the man advantage up for the Tigers, but there's sadly no shooter on that pass.
Yeah, Missouri is just not spreading the field enough here, and I get it. They're wanting to play at least one man back like all the time. Somebody consistently rotating, picking up boosts, and getting in the defensive side. 4 big breakaway potentials. Man, oh man, that's the best look that Coe College has gotten outside of their actual goal.
It's going to be a slow roller. They're looking for another chance, and Crowler was another guest jump between themselves and Kinbo. They really are just kind of figuring out the puzzle, and just one jump at a time. Veggie on this outside corner, and that's going to be another drop down, and Crowler in a right place, right time, finds it from the goal line. 80 seconds to go, and it becomes a 2v2. Veggie, it's going to go to the backboard. Awkward placement by Pyro. Oh, but this could be a foot race upfield.
Yeah, now pressure back on the other way right here. Was that 2 whiffs on the Missouri goal? Oh my God, you're not gonna get granted opportunities like that on one player pretty frequently. This literally should be 2-1 right now.
So there's a lot of faith, trust, and pixie dust in your teammates out there, and sadly, no magic happened for anyone on the side of the Cohawks, but they get another chance. They're going to challenge against Crowler, and now up into this corner, Veggie goes streaking on by, and they've had a couple threats. They had one that probably woulda, coulda, shoulda been in. 40 seconds left, and yet overtime seems to weirdly be looming.
Yeah, once again, after game 1, they got down there, 5 total scores right there, and Missouri did take it down, but 30 seconds to go right here. Well, it's kind of a decision for both of these teams to make, right? Do we want to pour it all into offense, try and take this goal, and risk dropping one? If you're the Hawks, I'm going to say definitely not. If you're Missouri, hey, get aggressive with it. The worst thing that can happen is you can tie up the series.
Veggie from downtown, gonna put it laterally, that at least puts it into a slightly safer zone. Kinbo has a step ahead. 3rd man, that's gonna be just above the backboard, a pre-jump. Oh, looking for the dunk. 2nd man already sweeping in, and this is gonna be airborne. There's gonna be one extra look for Crowler to maybe sneak over to it, but he doesn't have enough boost to encroach on the defenders. So we again go to bonus Rocket League.
We were talking about breakaways, we were talking about sweeps. Well, not getting either here, at least in game 1 or 2. Missouri fighting to try and take their second goal or game right here. Pyro trying to pick up this pass nicely. Oh no, excuse me. I thought that was Pyro actually getting the demo right here, kind of seeking out Crowler. Not going to happen.
Their namesake feels like they should have been the one hitting the explosion, but sadly not going to happen, at least for the Cohawks. And now awkward for Pyro as he has to power flick it from a lateral position at the midfield. He has a teammate, soft tap, give it to Creed. He actually gets a flip reset onto it, but lose handles. Kinbo doing the same thing and run ahead as they're going to work back to the perimeter where there's two Cohawks in weight of that corner. Veggie goes early, and Kroller is again going to at least stretch this field a little bit wider. The first minute ticking off, and now looking for a pinch play. Cohawks just can't quite get it on target.
I love the look right there, right? No boost in the tank, not necessary to try and execute that pinch play, but teammate kind of getting involved with it, but also teammate kind of had a better angle on it, so take that for what you will. Kroller, that's going to be a little bit outside, but actually hits corner bar right now, and then not one but two players can't really get a good hit on this one, and back to center pitch we go, Monkey Man.
Yeah, that really does puts Kroller kind of in that initial position to have to be defensive, and guess what? They're the first one to come up to it, and College has not been able to have a spunky offense. They've really just kind of been crawling around. They see the pipes, they get up there, and then they have more of that third row seat than a front row, and no pace behind them as they come streaking down. So more than 100 seconds now here in game number 2, overtime. Kinbo just make sure he gets us over the archway as they just try to take it through a lot of traffic. They get it through too. And now jousting, looking for one big 50-50, but Pyro just has a little bit more in the tank. But now they're zeroed out, and that's Kroller trying to streak on up.
Yeah, the numbers disparage between these two teams, also a thing of the past here. 7 total shots Missouri. We're looking at 10 for College.
Uh-oh.
And now this is a really weird hit, and Rain is going to take it down for College. The second overtime game going the way of the Cohawks.
As soon as you saw this positioning, you knew it was kind of all scuffed because Veggie was trying to rotate onto the near side post, and I think the tiniest connection off of their hood ended up, instead of turning the corner, went out into open waters. So continuously through both games, been able to get the Cohawks on the board, and they're going to try and do so again. But Tigers, I want to see if they can score first. That's something that we haven't put on our bingo card as of yet.
No, we have not. No, we have not. The College Hawks right here. Earlier game, just simply a little bit better as of right now. 100% agreed on Rain as well. I haven't talked about this player that much, and perhaps that's our mistake because, I mean, only 4 total shots for College across these 2 games, and the game winner in game 2 put in from Rain, and the initial lead put in again from Rain. A little bit more pressure right now, but nobody really there to pick up the ball until gets on over to the corner, sends this back on over to the middle, tries for it, and that's going to be sliced away there. Nicely done, the block from Kinbo, but the offensive pressure continues, and Pyro lights this one on fire.
As the kids say, let them cook. Pyro set out a fire. They were in the deep of the net, and then they saw immediately the feed from, I believe that was Creed. Actually, no, it was Rain. My apologies. But that continuous rotation, and it's an early score again by the Cohawks. And it's really been a lot of kind of Pyro just finding themselves to be a nuisance in the Tiger camp to really open up those options.
Over the middle, Creed, 51, but meets it in the air. Now looking for a double tap. Kimbo can't quite get over there and burns all kinds of boost to do it. Would have been a flashy play, but all for naught right there as the offense still continues against College.
This one's going to be hard bang off the wall. Rain looking for the catch and trying for the fake out, but Kroller just going to take that neutral 50 space. A nice pinch from the low side of the floor, and they're going to get right up into Creed. That is a fantastic loft. Sadly, it goes a bit too powerful. Kimbo wasn't there in sync with Kroller, and I think some of that really has been definitive of why the Tigers have not been able to score more. But College hasn't exactly been finding them in bunches either. This has been a grinder of a matchup.
Yeah, I mean, every game so far decided by 1. That's then we haven't, actually, I guess we did see a College 2-0 lead at some point. Game 1? No, we didn't, actually, excuse me.
Yeah, it, like,
excuse me.
1, then 2-1, then came back 2-2.
Yeah. And then to push on in overtime. Yeah, 100% right. And with fewer attempted shots, the Tigers did as well. Different story in game 2, of course. 3 minutes to go right here. Creed with a big clear. There's a redirect, attempted pass. That's going to be off the backboard, but just a rushed offensive attempt right there from Rain is going to yield nothing.
It's interesting that whenever you see the Cohawks playing with a lead, because they decided to just throw snipes from distance, and they kind of fall all over the backboard and sidewalls. Really just not too much responsibility driven towards where the shot goes, just trying to make sure the Tigers are always rotating in reverse. That's going to go from sidewall. Kroller is looking for anyone to press up. Kinbo is actually going to be at least the first one upfield, and Crawler's going to turn right around. Sadly, Kinbo couldn't get value out of that rotation. This is going to put it into a familiar situation off near side post and seeing who can rotate to it a little bit quicker. But Kinbo now finally gets a gap. Sadly, Veggie's right there in lockstep with him.
Last player back. Nice block right there from Crawler. This would have been, again, largest lead we've seen from a team so far. Rain comes up, pop play, and now that's Creed meeting it there. Pyro backwards. This is dangerous. Okay, Creed realizes it and just puts it onto the corner, buys the team a little bit of time.
From the outside, and with a minute 40, this clock has gone very fast because we've had no other scores other than the first one that just kind of squeaked its way through. Veggie to Crawler, who will climb the ladder. Shot is on target, and it will fall in. Okay. The defenders just kind of on top of each other.
There you go, Crawler finally. Yeah, so Cole College, again, not spreading the field as much, going to bite them this time. 2 attempted shots from Missouri, and this is more of a game 1 stat line. 7 total attempted shots for Cole College, and they have spent the vast majority in the offense. Like, to your point earlier, usually never going to complain about pressure against the defense, but the Tigers just simply have shown they're able to play like that. They're able to play from the defensive position and just consistently turn clears into points right now. That's why we have a relatively low-scoring game. It's why we have Missouri seemingly always bringing it back to at least a tie situation.
It's poised between the pipes, and they don't mind the chaos and the stripes. They have consistently just been in the blue, and they knew what to do. So with a minute to go, College Hawks, they are now taking again those tight perimeter shots just around the iron. But it is the Tigers that are very, very in control about where they want to go from them. And it's got to be a tight rotation when they do so. Veggie with a shot. It's going to be a bouncer, at least necessitating the third man to be there. Kinbo dives forward. Crawler does as well. And that's why Veggie is so far pressed to be in this midfield line. And they're just waiting to see what Pyro can do with this possession.
Veggie comes up to a pre-jump, but just a little bit too short on this one. Pyro tries to get this to the corner, immediately taken away from Crawler. Offense now against Coke College, hit over, looking for the double tap. That actually goes aloft a little bit farther when he was trying to nail this one down. Double commit right there, but that's going to be enough. Now over to the corner. Missouri should have enough time to get in a position on this one, pick up boost, and then rotate. But Veggie is in downtown right now, and this train is going through the mid. 4 seconds to go here. Are we getting another overtime?
I'm betting we will. I'm not quite the betting man. I'll put $1 on it, but
wow,
look, I just got cashed out. Okay, so 3 OTs in a row, Tugboat, and it's all so in 1-point games. This one may end very quickly. Oh, that one nearly going in at 6 seconds.
I want to say it's not going to happen because the other 2 times have been like a couple of minutes at least right here. But yeah, almost doing it in single-digit seconds. This Missouri on over again. The offense continues right here. Kinbo is getting fed opportunities so much in regular game and now in overtime.
As soon as game 1 had him acting in a lot more defensive position, you saw some confidence really go into the player that is Kinbo, as they have been streaking upfield, a lot more speed. They're trying to get to these moments and into these opportunities faster than the Cohawks can. Bit of a double commit in this position, and Rain is now going to be caught in no man's land as Veggie is finding 3 separate hits to get it around all these players. That's a fantastic setup, and it's actually going to be a chance over to Crawler. Kinbo is going to have to ride the wall to get this offense rolling again. It goes to the stripes, but a massive clear by Creed.
And back and forth we go. Both teams getting opportunities. This is not a situation that Missouri found themselves in as much during regular time. Now as we hit a little bit more than a minute. Want 2 Cole College members come up for it. Veggie down bottom. That's just a little bit outside, but that one ain't. Crawler does it again in overtime.
Every missed shot is a pass to the next man. And Veggie found a great one off the 45, and Crawler was full trust, able to get it down. Mizzou takes 2. Not just in points, but also in games. Really kind of was slow in the first couple of games. I want to see how that continues to go here in game number 4. And this one becomes a bit sweatier because if, and maybe when, Mizzou gets this one, they'll put them on series point.
Yeah. Also, another stat coming at you. There has not been a 2-score difference in this game so far, right? Or in this series, I should say. Obviously not in this individual game 4. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Very well evenly matched. Pyro coming on up to the corner. Missouri dedicates 2 players into it and maintains possession until Creed has something to say about it. Veggie, big clear. To your point earlier, we've been talking about Kroller and Kimbo all day long. Veggie has also set up some fantastic opportunities for themselves, and the only reason that didn't turn into points is through the veracity and tenacity of Coe College.
Yeah, Coe College has had actually a pretty good defense. I mean, we talk up Mizzou and just, how they kind of start from their heels a lot of the time. Well, it's Kroller that's also able to get a roller. Coe College, I was talking up their defense, but Pyro loses this 50, and a great self-set is able to work it around Creed.
That's all that was right there. Creed flips up to it, but it's the second hit that always is going to matter a little bit more. A lead now for the Missouri Tigers here and early. We're talking about in Game 3, and well, seems like everything we mentioned turns to gold on the pitch.
Oh, and a big stop, as that one is able to keep these guys from looking a little bit platinum. Off of the corner again. You have a double commit into the same side zone, and it's going to require Kinbo to step up to the plate. Creed, no, they're going to be boxed out, and that leaves no one at home for the Cohawks. Oh, a very favorable bounce for them, though, because if that had dropped on the floor at all, Kinbo was there to punish.
It's happened before, and it'll happen again. Guaranteed at least 2 more games right here. And I'm going to say that we're going to be guaranteed at least 2 goals to go into another overtime just based on the theme that has been clearly established thus far here, Monkey Man. Of course, it can end in a 1-0. Personally, my favorite Rocket League games as well. Do love low score in Rocket League. It just means that the goals mean more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it really does. And none of these, 4v5 Big 12 high offense style that you would see.
Yeah.
But Coe College, I mean, this is actually a new situation for them. This is untreaded waters, as they haven't been able to be the team to score first in a game. Usually they are the ones that are either responded to or otherwise. A big streaking shot goes to the top 90. Pyro on the setup, but getting a little bit short of it. Now Pyro just giving his teammates time, and he always takes these possessive flicks to go very lateral, and that gives so much extra space for Coe College to work with.
Yeah, I get the idea, but frequently the execution right there is just going to end up in hitting, rattling this one off the sidewall right there, and then a defensive member able to pick it up right now. Some pressure here from Missouri, and is this an own goal? Is that how this series is going? Is how the Game 4 is going to go?
I mean, it was Veggie trying for this touch, and then there was really not too much. No, Kinbo was working from outside in to get behind the ball, but the timing was just off, and that left Pyro and anyone else that wanted to availability to crash straight into that top 90. So, all right. Yeah, you get one, you give one. Take a penny, leave a penny, and we're over the midway mark again, all tied up.
It's the honor system. You know that Coe College is trustworthy. Crazy stuff. Seriously, that's how this series has gone so far. Can't be surprised when this continues to be incredibly evenly matched. Like, it was tied at the beginning of the game, of course, and it was tied again at halftime. Tied again now. 2 minutes to go right here. A screamer across the ceiling right now, and a really weak clear for Pyro. Gives this one up to Kimbo to kind of pinch this one against, and that's out there. Veggie can't get to, and Coe College strings together too.
Man, Kinbo, it was a crazy 50, and then Veggie had looked up, saw Kroller, thought he was winning, but it was going the complete opposite way on him. Quite the bang. So poor Veggie caught out just underneath Kroller, and Coe College finds 2 in a row. This is such a mirror of results, and we still have plenty of time that this one could either get tied up or we could see our first 2-goal differential. Depends on what the Tigers do here.
It does indeed.
Oh,
woohoo! Double demo across the middle. Rain spreading those wings and liking what he finds in the feathers. Seconds, Veggie. Nice clear. That is actually an underrated facet of Veggie. Just finding these holes in the defense and passing it just right through there. Even if it's put into the corner, teammate will frequently be there to pick it up, even though they're not just catching it right in the numbers.
Very patient. You need someone to kind of be that navigator. I mean, not just this division, but really.
You said it.
Said the name of the movie. Kroller in a 1v2. Kinbo right up with them. But, I mean, they do a fantastic job of really being that glue between both Kroller and Kinbo. That's at least going to be 50 to stay in this corner side zone. Kroller, and it's going to be rolling, but it's pushed to safer waters with Pyro.
Safer waters, not something that exists when this Coe College offense gets to swinging. but that is just not as that's not a situation they find themselves in the past 60 seconds or go. Speaking of swinging, this is Missouri Tigers swiping paws left and right. They've gotten so many opportunities and every one foisted out. It feels weird to say, but are we going to see the end of the game in 25 seconds?
That's such an odd thing. At this point,
right?
we've been very gifted with some extra time, 15 seconds. And Mizzou, we know it takes them a little bit of time to get their offense going. Veggie lofts it high. Great setup. Goes over to Kenbo. That's going to drop nearby. It will be a little wide. Curler has to find a piece of it. So does Veggie. No. And this may cement it as Curler has to hit it the other direction. For the first time this series right now, no OT. Kenbo looking for a touch. And Veggie with outstretched hands can't get the dig. We've got a tied series. Cohawks ended in regulation. Pounced upon it. Tigers, they're going to pounce back if we're going to see more of this mirror. And Kimbo changing cars. Maybe just a change of aesthetic and change of comfort zone.
Kroller still staying on the same right here. So a couple deviations. And we could go into almost the philosophics of differences there. We'll leave that for another time, perhaps. 20 seconds into this one. Solid shot. So... yeah, again, we get another tied series, which means, of course, Monkey Man, that we got to have a slow start so far.
So again, the Tigers have been able to get up to it a lot faster. Kenbo, you've seen him dime himself up twice to look for those double touches. Sadly, just doesn't have enough in the old canister to get that one completed. A great grab. This one's a little bit dangerous, and that's actually tried by a Cohawk offensive player. Kenbo got to leave it to Kroller in the first minute. Believe it or not, has been where everyone has been able to score the first goal of every single game, save this one as we go through the first 60.
You're 100% right. You're 100% right. I mean, this was this is game 5. So again, game 1 and game 3. This is kind of how we started. Game 2 and game 4 is how we started this one off, and just again here in game 5 it seems to be happening again. We do actually have shots attempted. Let me check this. Yeah, sorry, we have 1 shot attempted there, and we saw it from Kimbo about 30 seconds ago. So not only do we not have a goal in the first minute, we got a single shot. Excuse me, I will not speak on Rain's name like that one again, Monkey Man.
It seems always when the Cohawks need a sure thing, Rain is the sharpshooter, and they bring pace behind their attack. 72 miles an hour, and finally at the 128 mark, just short of the first 90 seconds, the Cohawks do slam one home, whereas it was Mizzou that was kind of taking a tour around their half of the pitch for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, when you play this slowly into it, like what I say is have 2 players, absolutely pedal and metal, all gas, no brakes, and just leave a defender back. Leave them on mid-pitch or something like this. You don't have to literally take everybody down like 20-30% right here and play as pensively as you can when you have a defensive player, which for Co-College would generally be Creed, on the pitch right here. I get a slower pace and matching that of your opponents, but at a certain point, you really got to turn this one out.
It looks like the Tigers are just looking for that gap, but look how far the next man is up for the Tigers. They do get Veggie involved, and actually that's a couple of big misses. This is a set for the second man, and that's going to be Kenbo that does put it away. Great find by Veggie.
Yeah, finally. So shake this tree and you will find what comes out, and sometimes that's going to be Veggie putting up a perfect shot. Last defender back, goes for the Veggie shot right there, doesn't realize this ain't a shot at all. This is setting up the alley-oop. 2 minutes, 44 seconds. We're back to a tie game.
An absolute just kind of fake out, if you will. Could have gone through, but it really draws the final defender after the first 2 really just kind of surrendered free space. Kroller up underneath 1, and the Tigers, now playing with a couple collisions in mind. That's a shot that would fall wide for Kimbo as they do fight against another, and Veggie's going to stretch this defense even wider.
Yeah, I love that. So Missouri playing categorically different since that last goal right here. Now back to more fast-paced Rocket League, which we are all here for. That's going to be a little bit too high right there, but again, as I say, pressuring defenses, forcing the hands of defenders, never a bad thing. Pyro will have to ask that of them on the other side of this pitch. Pyro coming back, or excuse me, that was Rain right there. Now Pyro's in, spinning, twisting, and turning, but can't quite make connection.
It's a dangerous moment. Oh my goodness, there's no way. Backboard, okay, yeah. Who's flying for it? Okay, that was wild, Tugboat, because you had Veggie that made first connection, Kroller that was able to get the dig, and then just, the accidental slap, sure, could have been calculated. Now a feed, both defenders go by. Kinbo is able to make this, and then it's just bumper cars up and down the pitch.
Nice stop. Now that's 2 side hits and inside. Wow, Rain purchases everything with next to nothing. Look at this again. Like this ball doesn't even get to mid pitch, and this looks like this entire offense is shifting.
It was Kroller that thought they had plenty of time too, and Rain is the sure thing. And as soon as you get it into their hands, especially with just on the top of the box, you have a very dangerous proposition. So now with less than a minute and a half to go, the Tigers, well, it could be one of those first shift of the flip of the pitch. Oh my goodness, it takes 2, but the defense somehow is able to get a stop.
It takes 2, baby. It's not just a song here, folks. Minute and 8 seconds in. Great job from Kroller. Kroller's not going to make that same mistake twice, like stretching this out and just trying to like maintain an offensive position when they clearly do not have possession. Still pressure on right now, though, down bottom, and this is cleared out for a little while. Pyro trying something, but this is just going to end up mid-pitch.
Reggie gets the midfield boost, and that's a nice undercut touch by Creed just to be able to put it in that wide open back in gap. But now to the ceiling and more. Reggie, well, they go vertical. There's not a lot of boost left in the tank, if any at all, for Kinbo. 35 seconds. Tigers have to find purchase here on the Cohawk side, and that's an awkward position, and which means Kroller could just go to this for free. There was no one on the backboard to defend.
Once again, Co-College, the consolidation very, like, precisely right here in front of their net. I get that the pressure is on. You got to stretch this field a little bit more. Setting up what is possibly our 4th, you heard me right, our 4th across 5 games of overtime.
Tied at 2 in 2 different ways with less than 20 to go. Kroller looking for 3rd. Oh man, they thought he'd be able to chase after it. They played for the reaction touch, but this is just too many defenders from the Cohawks chasing their own net.
I swear to God, we don't actually have a script here, folks. That was a joke earlier. I'd like to clarify that. My goodness, Co-College takes an early lead throughout the middle, the meat of this game, like right there in the middle. But a 2-goal run for the Tigers undoes that one, and you'll forgive me if it sounds like I'm surprised, but are we going to see our 2nd regular time game ending right here? 3-2, kept aloft, last bounce territory. Co-College knows it, big hit, and this is going the right way with a little bit of boost from a couple of different players. Now to the corner, pick this one back up, but the double commit right there means Co-College is not going to have another player to get under this ball yet again.
Same kind of responsible thing.
That's
and
what
then
it is.
and so because we saw both Creed as well as Rain in the same exact spot, and then Pyro doing the same thing a couple times. So if they can just kind of calm that one down, get right back to work, and then get the shots when they have those open opportunities, like right there. There's been a couple times they've left points on the pitch. They really can be able to punish the Tigers. But first 20 seconds, we've had early goals, and they're trying again.
Demos right here. Missouri has figured out what they want to do when they are facing an offense. Double tap coming in. Kroller can't find it. Looking for that back right tire to foist this one in. More pressure there. Okay, I spent 45 seconds complaining about Co-College having 2 members doing the same thing. Well, it was 100% necessary right there.
Sometimes the numbers game works out as long as you just make a solid connection. Kinbo cuts off that rotation, able to get in front of the Cohawks and get rid of them, at least for the time being. They're getting bullied around, and so is Veggie, as they actually have a giveaway. That, I think, is Pyro that loses handles, but had the 3rd man in great position at the near side post. Rain comes right back up to it. First minute will come and go. Tigers have to play this one a little bit faster. Great pickup by Pyro in mid-pitch, and that's a double commit coming out of the back line.
Speaking of right here, that was 2 members of Missouri lining up for this one. That would have been a fantastic hit, but a Co-College member gets exactly where they need to in the nick of time. Bouncing ball down to the corner right here. Pyro puts it back on in there and tries to get a better rebound. Finds none of the sort. Some decent handling until Creed has something to say about this, and a haymaker over the top takes this one on over. Co-College members, again, that's going to be Rain and Creed right there, just trying to do the same exact darn thing.
Oh, Veg won a 1v2. What a save by Creed. Very patient on that back corner. Oh, Kinbo accidentally balls everyone to include his teammates as that one goes by Kroller, and now it's just getting there. Oh, and Veg is able to get beyond into the far side post. It has been a non-stop streak. We're playing Heat Seeker, but it's been stuck on the ground.
Yeah. Well, last game was a lot slower, and again, this one, none such luck here. No such thing as a slow game. Halftime right now, and there's no points on the board, but that is definitely not for lack of trying, MonkeyMan.
Well, yeah. Rain upfield, kind of a 1v1, as Kinbo has to find that off his fender, and that's going to leave plenty of space to at least go get some boost, which is not something that the Tigers can say they have in earnest. Veggie having the most, and they're going to play at least a little bit back. No, into that second man, they were in trust of Kinbo and what they could do on the first touch. Trying for the takeaway. They can't get it around Rain, and Rain creates a bit of chaos and forces Kinbo to have to jump early as Kroller is thrown completely into the back of the net. We are left at zeros at the 2 minutes, and a try. Creed plinks it off the crossbar.
Creed doesn't like the word zero right here. Again, not for lack of trying, folks. And that has been some fantastic opportunities. Also, got to say, this is the first time that about 20 seconds ago is the first time that the Co-College went for the goalie, right? And this doesn't need to be some huge demo or some like screaming 100-mile-an-hour collision. A lot of times you just need that little bit of a bump, and that was almost enough to have purchased the first goal in this game 5. Wait, no, excuse me, in this game 6. My goodness, math is hard here, folks.
Don't give casters numbers. Well, maybe just
please,
the numbers.
Please
don't not equations at least. That's Rain to an upfield man. They actually are looking for the redirect, which was sniffed out by Kroller, making sure that Pyro doesn't get that one to the back of the box. Now Kinbo trying to sneak it on by, never able to connect underneath the crossbar. It's 70 seconds. Co-College, whenever they were going for that goalie, even if you don't immediately get a shot on target, it extends your offensive if you're able to be a nuisance like that. With 60 seconds to go, both these teams got to be an even bigger nuisance to each other's defenses.
Being a nuisance right here. Kroller tries to get that over one, but Co-College has figured out their woes when it comes to simple rolls. Who do what on pitch. Frequently that's going to be the closest here to the ball and whatnot. And think some of those woes again finished with 45 seconds to go. I'm going to say both of these teams kind of button up a little bit, still go for opportunities, but I think these are going to be two teams that are willing to go into overtime yet again here.
Kinbo pass to Kroller. That's a soft backflip, and so that ends up just kind of going aloft. Kinbo there try and steal some corner boost, and that turns into another clear. 15 seconds to go. Co-College. This could be final offensive if they rotate well. Rain puts it just over the defensive box of the Tigers, who are trying to stay within the den and be defensive. Veggie to the corner. Creed can't collect, and now that means Co-College will have one last look off the nose and a give and go, and 0 second time. Co-College will send us to Game 7.
In a very, very long time.
Well, it's time to get stressed out, everyone, as we go the distance. As it's one final game. We've given up on all the narratives. Everything that could ever be predicted exists in one series alone. What's going to happen on the other side? Tigers of Mizzou, Co-Hawks of Co-College. We're going to see what happens going forward in now less than 5 minutes.
Shot banking back down to the bottom. Co-College realizes this one, and that's a really weird stop. Veggie realizes this teammate wasn't going to be able to get really on top of that and get a second hit onto it, that second effort. Clears it for just a little while from downtown. Rain almost falls down. Oh, looking for the double tap, can't quite find it. Veggie once again showing up on the defense right here.
Very, very poised. When they see the whites of the eyes, and that's actually an extra chance. Oh, Rain ends up falling on it because they'd gone for that second kind of wave of defenders from the Co-Hawks. And now crossbar and out. Kinbo will be sneaking around, but they're playing a spy and have to retreat, recognizing that they had Pyro right in front of their face. That's a lost 50. Kinbo can get up underneath and say, go for a demo. That is so good. Oh, but Veggie can't get beyond the smoke.
Yeah, the smoke screen right there. And hey, perhaps that's a little bit of what I was talking about. The bump, not necessarily the demo, would have not had the smoke screen right there. And a player like Veggie is going to rack that one home 100 times out of 100. Little bit inside, nicely done from up top. Kroller racks this one in to give Missouri the lead.
Oh, that was Kinbo winning a nice 50 on top of two players, and Creed right position, just not in time. as it was already Kroller who was airborne. So through more than 90 seconds, Cohawks see the Tigers again get on the scoreboard first, but we know very divinely that that is not a safe place. And the only thing that we're missing is a multi-goal lead. The Tigers are eyeing there first.
3 minutes, 12 seconds. Missouri keeps this one back into the defensive woes of Co right now. They were already assuming the offensive position. They were already getting up and cheating up a little bit right now. Missouri, it's a little slow onto the opportunity and no more points on the board. We're looking at a Missouri team that hasn't seen a 2-goal run in 10 minutes, 11 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Both these teams have been able to find kind of those exchanges, and I mean, at this point, they just keep planting Co-College back. I've not seen them over into the blue half in a while, so they want to turn me into a liar and get now Kinbo at least reversing, but it was a great idea and honestly just very wise to just kind of turn this field all the way around. Now all the way on that third corner, Veggie on the miss, 2 demos, and that's going to give a free lane for this one to bounce through.
Insanity. Back and forth we go. Where we stop, I do not know, and I am tired of predicting it correctly. This is getting a little bit weird here, folks. 2 minutes, 21 seconds to go. This is the most competitive Rocket League match cast in a very long time. Continues. 3-3 right now. Best of 7 boiled down to best of 5, boiled down to a best of 3, boiled down to a 1 and done. Both teams' seasons resting where they will stop. Second tap, and now a clear as Rain beats feet down to try and meet this ball on the other side. Missouri members collapsing onto this one. Coming up for it is Kimbo, and realizing doesn't quite have enough boost to get up to that one.
Uh-oh.
Kimbo on the back. No! Off the side, and Co-College again strings together 2. Why do I feel like we just watched the most impactful goal of this series?
Oh, you heard my uh-ohs as soon as it was happening in time, because Kinbo, I mean, on the half flip was trying to get right back in the way, but you had a third man in position in Kroller, and now that gives 2 over to Co. And you know what? You have time. The good news is your teammate can sit there and laugh with you. The sweat is on. It already was because this is game 7. Why not? OT can be in the future. 100 seconds to go, but the Cohawks are already bearing down upon the Tigers.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Time slow plays, and this is open. And getting to it, stretching, and the second tap, but still sits it wide, and Rain is perfectly right there. Co-College holds on.
Oh, boy. It's going to be under fire. Co-College is creating a lot of space, which is making them a little bit more comfortable upfield. This is what the Tigers did unto them. It's Kroller that gets onto the wall a little bit faster, forms a neutral 50-50. Rain is looking for boost so he can have his next attack, and he's going to trust in Creed, using every bit of it in the tank. Oh, no! Oh, what a whiff by Pyro!
Pyro would have gotten a 2-score lead, and again, folks, the only 2-score lead in this series so far. Perhaps in 99 out of the 100 alternative universes they would be. That is not the one we're currently in as of right now. Missouri holds on, still lead of the score difference of 1 is no real lead indeed, and this one bounces as close as I've seen it off the wall.
Oh, 35 seconds. Co-College is going to try and just keep the pressure going to deny the Tigers an existence upfield. Kroller to the corner. Not a lot of boost, barely any for any of these Tigers. Mizzou has to get it infield. Co-College fighting for their lives and just trying to deny. All 3 are in the same zone. It's bumper cars, it's mayhem, Tugboat. They just have to keep this lead.
And see if Missouri had put a second player over there after I realized that Co-College has been doing this so long. Okay, gets this one out. Then they would have had a second player to get this one. Keep it in the offensive zone against Co-College. We're in last bounce territory, trying to keep this one aloft, and does. Off the wall as Pyro comes up for it and continues to the effort. Down bottom, trying for a score, and inside! Co-College has done it in 7!
Oh, man. Every single game, 1 point difference. It was the difference at the end that mattered the most, and Co-College survived, and the storm, the weather, the pressure that the Tigers...